welcome to the part 2 of our beautiful and very interesting conversation with Her Honorable Myca Magnolia Fischer, the Charges d'Affaires of the Embassy of the Republic of the Philippines here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Ang dami po sinabi niya sa atin, which I learned sa part 1 natin, nakita ko po ang trust niya sa Holy Spirit at inamin niya, inako niya na hindi siya matalino. Pero because of the faith, because of the will of God, na may mission siya, kaya talagang nakapasa siya by accident. No? So naniniwala siya, kahit na nagtapa ka, don't give up. Ituloy po natin ang paglalaban because very determined siya to serve the country, to serve the people, and to serve God. Miss Myca, thank you so much for agreeing to do another part because ang dami pa po natin dapat pag-usapan. So, ang ganda ng discovery mo sa China. And from Beijing, so sinabi sa inyo, second posting mo sa Cambodia. So, from a big country, suddenly, ito ASEAN. So, can't you refuse to say, ayoko doon? Or you have to follow what the assignment given to you? Do you have choice?
You can bid for it. If there's an opening, you can bid. But for my case in Cambodia, it was actually our choice to come here. As I mentioned earlier, my husband was in the corporate world, but in 2013, Typhoon Haiyan happened, and what he did was he went to Tacloban and Samar and volunteered there for 4 or 5 months, and that sort of turned his priorities, and because of that he wanted to help people, no longer just profit but to help. So so he said, okay, let's go to Cambodia. So that's why we're here.
Your husband, who because of Typhoon Haiyan, has seen that he has to help, iwanan ang corporate world kasi nakita niya there is so much need, and Cambodia is a perfect choice after what happened dun sa genocide. So, can't you tell me, does it really benefit the relationship?
Well, of course, it's always give and take with in a marriage. So he's helping in a community just across the Mekong. It's an urban poor village, so he's focusing his attention on that, and of course he's also supporting our efforts here in the embassy. So we both have a mission. Iba lang yung aming mission field.
Kaya maganda. Oo, di ba?
Yeah.
So, nung andito na po kayo, anong mga challenges nakita mo?
Well, challenges. Well, ngayon, there are about 7,000 Filipinos in Cambodia. Well, they're mostly skilled workers naman. So, they're not really too much, they're not a big problem. And of course, we have some people in jail. Compared to the total number, konti lang naman po sila. And they're very productive. They contribute a lot to the Cambodian society. They're mostly 15% are teachers, and some are in the supervisory level in garment factories. Some are engineers, architects. So we're all very proud of them. They bring honor to the Philippines. And as I mentioned, people to people, these, like the teachers, they touch the lives of Cambodians. And as you know, with your interview with Yuk, yung positive impact ng teacher will last a whole time, your whole life. And yung and I know, Filipino teachers, English is not our mother tongue, but I've heard Cambodian parents say that they actually prefer to have Filipino teachers because Filipinos are naturally nurturing. So it's also a calling for them. It's not just a way to make money. So we're quite proud of our teachers here. Yeah.
Your role here is really to increase, to the relationship between the Cambodian government and the Philippine government. Di ba, I think President Duterte came here. So anong nakita mo na, because I know they were inspired, hinangaan nila si President Duterte for his guts, di ba?
Yes, for his political will, yeah. So actually, President Duterte has been here twice.
Twice, yes.
Yeah, the first country that he visited twice. So in 2016 and 2017, yeah. So government relations between the Philippines and Cambodia are flourishing. So especially in the areas of culture, of education, and agriculture, tourism. Actually, just 4 days ago, we had a tourism fair. We got some funding from the Philippine Department of Tourism to have this B2B networking between the travel agencies in the Philippines and the travel agencies here, and of course, and then we had a tourism fair. Actually, it's a tourism, trade, and education fair, because we had ESL schools offering their services here too. So it was the first of its kind, and I think there's great potential. The travel agencies here saw the potential of an ESL tour package. So let's say 2 weeks studying in the Philippines, but during weekends they go out and explore the country. So it's something that is new to them. So they're quite excited about this new product that they can promote to Cambodians.
Subaybayan niyo ang pagbabalik po ng Power to Unite with Elvira. Since this is your second posting, ano po ang masasabi niyo? Kasi ang daming umaayaw, no? Kasi exam, makapasa man sa written, babaksak sa oral. So, ikaw naman, sinabi mo, hindi dapat tayo mag-give up. Kasi kung ikaw ay bumaksa ilang beses, pero very determined ka at natulungan ka through prayer, anong nakikita mo with the young diplomats right now? Did you encounter a problem and saw the difference between your training and your training now? Meron ka bang nakikitang problema doon? And what advice can you give them?
Well, actually, nakita ko sa mga bagong passers there. Kasi ako, I had my studies in the Philippines, and many of them actually have the chance to study abroad. And so they actually had most likely a wider perspective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my only advice is for them to remain teachable. Because sometimes you have the tendency na, okay, yun nga yung sa amin, you pass the exam, and then it's supposed to be the hardest exam, one of the hardest exams given in the Philippines. So you tend to rest on your laurels, or to become so proud, but you know it shouldn't be. You should be humble, you should be teachable. And as for me, I know that it wasn't really my own efforts, you know, so it was something that God orchestrated. So and I think to be teachable means you will not be satisfied with what you already know. It's a good thing with the DFA. They're already providing funds for us to continue our studies. So that's good. They're supporting our human development, also human resource development, capability building. So to continue learning. So yeah. So for example, if you already know how to speak French, you don't need to stop there. You can learn another language. Or be an expert in social media, something that is new. It's a new world, something that we didn't learn in school. But this is part of our stakeholders, the tech-savvy generation. Mm-hmm. So we have to adapt. So this is something that we cannot just say, oh, you know, I'm too old to be learning this. But so we have to remain teachable. I think that's the main thing that we need to remember.
Ang ganda din ng message mo sa kanila na everyday we still have to continue learning. Huwag po tayo mag-stop. At dapat accept natin na kailangan turuan pa rin tayo. Mag-adapt tayo sa pagbabago ng paligid because you have to know. Because you are selling the country, you are representing the country. Di ba? So, nakikita natin dito na itong mga young ones, may pag-asa. Do you think may pag-asa? Because sabi nila, kahit saan ako pumuntang bansa, alam mo, kino-complain nila millennial kids. Talaga sabi nila, ang titigas ng ulo. Sabi ko, hindi lang pala sa Pilipinas. Whether it's a big country, Europe, America, Asia, isang sabi nila, ang hirap turuan. Do you believe in that? Or still you believe that meron silang, it's a proper guidance lang
Yeah,
dapat?
I think it's proper guidance. I'm sure the baby boomers were saying the same thing to Generation X, na ganun din yung mga bata noon. So, I think, of course, yung millennial generation, they grew up with the internet. They never lived without the internet. So, yun yung talagang everything is fast-paced. So, their instant gratification. So, but we cannot be discouraged, right? This is something we need to accept, and this is something that we need to work with. And so, but actually what saddens me, this millennial, is how yung mental health, it has gone, seems, I don't know, become widespread, or ngayon lang napupuna. So actually, a few months ago, we had, for the very first time here, a workshop on mental health that we gave to the overseas Filipinos here. Because I feel that this is something that needs to be addressed too, and it's not spoken about. So I think...
I remember you told me about that, yung mental health, tapos pinag-usapan din sa ating bansa. Why is it becomes a threat?
Because of it's not really a threat, it's shame. It's the shame. Because actually nga, when we promoted it, yung mga comments sa Facebook namin, tinatag nila yung friend, oh, ito kailangan mo. Parang sinasabi na meron kang mental illness. So, minamock niya yung...
Bullying.
Yeah, so there's really stigma in mental health issues. So, we were just really scratching the surface. And I think it's a good start. We can continue to have such activities here in the embassy.
So this is something new, no? Very recent.
Yeah.
And the embassy, when you know about it, nasyak ba kayo? Parang,
Well, of course, it was also last year when we had the national mental health law. So it also awakened us and gave us the idea to promote this among our kababayan.
to do something to prepare themselves. So yun ang maganda. So we are responding to the problems and telling them that the government cares, that the government will do something to help, not to be scared about. I think that's the most important. Yung makita nila, they can rely on the government to help them. Diba? Maiiwasan yung mga suicide, maiiwasan yung depression. Napakahirap pag depression ka, na-depress ka, it's incurable, no? So it's something that, as you said nga, yung mental illness na yan. So, ang daming aspect ang hinahawakan ng embassy.
Yeah.
One person cannot do it. That's why may kanya-kanya kayong assignment, di ba? It's not dahil ambassador ka, charges affair ka, pag in-invite ka sa function, pa-wine-wine. Hindi. Hindi alam ng Filipino people na you have also to work a lot to understand the needs of the local country, the local people, and also the needs of the Filipino who comes here to work. So, ibabalance nyo yan. Because in order to understand the situation niya, kailangan maging aware din kayo. Ano ba yung concern nila? How can Philippines help them? Kung makatulong tayo, di ba? Magsasuggest kayo. No? So, ang maganda kasi is that ang Pilipinas, sa mga interview ko, parating tumutulong. kung ma-assign po kayo sa ASEAN country, napakalaking hamon kasi iba-ibang ugali natin, iba-iba ang reliyon natin. Pero ang napansin mo ba dito, like what I have noticed, it's family relationship. Kung Muslim ka man, Buddhist ka man, o Catholic ka, nakikita ko yung bonding ng mga bata sa magulang, napakalakas. Yung respeto, napakalakas. At makikita natin talaga, they values the heritage, the tradition, no? Sa ating bansa, kung tinatanggal yan, ginigiba sila dito, hindi, di ba? It's protected by UNESCO. Did you notice that also?
Yeah. That's why sabi nga, yung mga kasama ko dito sa embassy before, sabi nila, 3 years lang ako dyan sa Cambodia, and then after that, magpapa-cross post. But most of them stay on and for the whole 6 years because they enjoyed staying here. Because the Cambodians are very much like us. So, family-oriented, yung, ang tawag dito, being with friends, very relational, they're, easy, laid back and, friendly. So, they don't feel like they're in a strange land. So, yung mga Filipinos dito, they feel at home. Although, of course, yung food is different from what we're used to, pero it's quite good. The Cambodian food is good.
Major cause, diba?
No.
Pero itutuloy po natin ang aming magandang discussion ni Her Honorable Consul, Charges de Affaires, Miss Myca, no? So, magbabalik po ang Power to Unite with Elvira. Miss Myca, napakaganda po ang sharing mo. I learned a lot about your mission, your faith, and how the Holy Spirit guide you, and that true to your promise, you serve whatever is expected of you to the people, to the country, and to God. Pinagsama-sama, very holistic ang approach po ninyo. At nakita ko na yung humility po ninyo was there because in-acknowledge mo, hindi dahil magaling ka, kundi divine intervention, which I think I agree with you. At nakita mo, napakaswerte mo din kasi na-assign ka agad sa Beijing, which is emerging country, na lumakas siya ngayon. And then Olympic, tapos yung role mo sa culture, tapos sa tourism, at yung how to self-stock Filipino. Then realize that ang China pala, hindi lang Beijing. Kailangan maintindihan mo ang North and South, magkaibang ugali. So, that's to show you, as a diplomat, you should not stop the rest of your life, kundi kailangan magbasa, maging alert, makinig, dumalaw, because sabi niyo po, relationship is very important, di ba? So you introduce Filipino culture by visiting different university, and it's a joy. Ang nakita ko dito, yung words mo, it's a joy to serve. Hindi ka nagko-complain. Hanggang sa masayin ka sa Cambodia, which is quite another. So nakita mo, medyo maraming Pilipino dito. So, ang ganda ng relation because these are mostly skilled and they are highly respected, di po ba?
Yeah.
So, if you agree, so what will you be your advice to the Filipino community here and to the future young diplomat?
Well, to the young people of the Philippines, I encourage you to try to enter the foreign service. I know it's a little bit daunting if you hear what others say, but if God has called you, He will enable you, He will equip you, and He will empower you to do His will. So He will place you in the foreign ministry, and in the foreign service, you have actually the privilege to serve our kababayans abroad. This is a unique opportunity that is not available to everybody. So many of them will come to you when they are in distress, when they are in trouble, and sometimes you are their only lifeline, and then you are in a unique position to help. And I think this is something that I'm very thankful to be in, to have this opportunity. And so I think the young people should also consider having a career with such purpose. And it will not make you rich. It is not a career that will earn. Yeah, it will not. But it will. It's a comfortable life, but it is very rewarding. For the Filipino community, well, it's been over 5 years, and I think we've accomplished a lot. And of course, together we helped lift the profile of the Filipinos here in Cambodia, and we have cooperated with each other in promoting the quality. It's a mga Pinoy na mga guro. We were able to spread the sort of the brand of the Gurong Pinoy, and just want to thank the Filipino community here for the cooperation that they have extended to the embassy.
Napakaganda po na sharing ni Her Honorable Charges d'Affaires Myca Magnolia Fischer. Di ba? Napakinggan yung part 1, part 2. Di ba? Very inspiring. At talaga inattribute niya na andito siyang kalagayan because ito po ay kagustuhan ng Diyos. Madapa man kayo, wag po kayo mag-give up. Keep on trying. This is what she did. Ang kanyang humility, grabe. Inamin niya, bobo siya, pero hindi siya nag-give up because at the age of 12, very determined siya. At ang kanyang experience, imagine, dinala agad siya sa Beijing, dinala siya sa Cambodia na, which is quite different. So, naging very nurturing sa kanya at na-realize niya, being a diplomat, it should not stop, di ba? At makikita natin dito na it's a very rewarding experience. Yes, totoo po, hindi kayo yayaman with the government here kasi minsan po walang funding. Di ba? Minsan nag-aabono sila. Pero it's the joy. Narinig po natin, it's the joy of serving our fellow kababayan, serving, our country, self-stock our country. I think that's one of the mission. Kaya kung may inclination po kayo na you think you would like to be here, kung na-inspire siya kay Miss Rory Tolentino, maybe you will be inspired by, Charges d'Affaires Fischer here, na sana maging ehemplo din siya sa inyo na huwag matakot. At gawin ang dapat gawin. Kung mahal niyo ang ating bansa at sa tingin niyo kaya ninyo, try, di ba? Pero importante, hindi po dapat, kasi ang words niya, teachable, ibig sabihin kailangan makinig. At, we should learn how to accept guidance. Hindi po yung gusto ninyo at, graduate ako ng Yale University, graduate ako ng Harvard, ba't ako makikinig sa ikaw, graduate ng UP? It should not be like that. When you are with the foreign affairs, you have also know how to be obedient. Diba? Ang sa kanya, very confident siya kasi alam niya, nilagay siya ng Holy Spirit with a purpose. Sana ganun din po kayo. Na kung kayo po ay nakapasa, always remember, may purpose, may mission kayo to serve your country, to serve the people, and to inspire people. So, why not join them? We need good people who has a big heart, who really will enjoy her work, may passion for that, at talagang gagawin ang lahat ng makakaya. Sana nagustuhan po ninyo ang aming episode hanggang sa muli dito po sa programa ng Power to Unite with Elvira.